Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of The Way of Saints. Today we're going to talk to you about Saint Rose of Lima, and she is a patroness of embroiderers, gardeners, florists, those who suffer ridicule for their piety, and people who suffer family problems. Saint Rose of Lima was born in Lima, which is in Peru, in the year 1586. She was named Isabel Flores de Olivia. Her later nickname was Rose, and this came from an incident in her infancy. A servant had claimed to have seen her face transform into a rose, and in the year 1597, Isabel was confirmed by the Archbishop of Lima. When she was confirmed, she had formally took the name Rose, which was Rosa in Spanish at the time. From an early age, Rose had wanted to become a nun. She often prayed and fasted in secret, and she performed secret penances, some of which were painful and severe. She performed daily adoration of the Blessed Sacrament and took daily Holy Communion. Even as a young girl, she had fasted 3 times a week and performed severe penances in secret. She was especially admired for her beauty, and Rose had cut off her hair and rubbed pepper on her face, and this had upset all the men that were beginning to take notice of her. She rejected the men and she rejected the suitors, and this was all against the objections of her friends and her family. Despite the censure of her parents, she spent many hours contemplating the Blessed Sacrament, which she received daily, and this was an extremely rare practice in that period. She was determined to take a vow of virginity and was opposed by her parents, who wished her to marry. Finally, out of frustration, her father had then given her a room for herself in the family home. Saint Rose had kept herself in her room for long hours, and she spent these hours in prayer. It was said that she had only slept for 2 hours per night so that she would have more time to pray. She quit eating meat altogether, and this was an extreme dietary restriction at that time. When she had turned 20, she was permitted to join the Third Order of St. Dominic. She continued a life of extreme prayer, fasting and penance. On one occasion, she burned her hands as a self-imposed act of penance. She was known to wear a heavy silver crown with spikes that could pierce her flesh. The spikes reminded her of the crown of thorns. At one point, one of the spikes became so lodged into her skull that the crown was removed with great difficulty. Saint Rose had died on August the 25th, 1617, at the age of 31. According to legend, she accurately predicted the date of her death. Her funeral was a major event, and this was attended by all the city's authorities. Saint Rose was then beatified by Pope Clement IX on the 10th of May 1667 and was canonized on the 12th of April 1671 by Pope Clement X. And this was the first Catholic in America to be declared as a saint. Her shrine, alongside those of her friends Martin de Porres and John Macias, is currently located inside the convent of St. Dominic, which is in Lima. The Catholic Church says that many miracles followed her death. There were stories where she had cured a leper, and that at the time of her death in the city of Lima, it smelled like roses. Roses had also started falling from the sky. Saint Rose of Lima, pray for us.